everybody, Cam S here. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 5 of Chasing Tails. I've got some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that, as you may know, I was after a 12 point a little bit this year, but the pictures all showed that he was nocturnal. He did show up in daylight, but not while I was home and underneath somebody else's tree stand. Somebody a few miles away ended up taking that 12 point, so my hunt out in the open field where I showed one of my episodes at is probably over because I have not really seen much on camera since about 3 weeks ago. So, the good news is I put all those cell cams out here as you saw in my last video, and in my last video you saw that my dad took down a very awesome buck, and we were thinking that it was the one that I messed up on earlier that morning. After reviewing the footage and the trail cam pictures from the last week, we found out that he is still out here. The buck that I screwed up on is still alive and was on camera a few days ago. So there's 2, possibly 3 very nice bucks out here, and I'm going to sit in a tree stand that I have not sat in a very long time. It's actually a tree stand I shot my very first buck with a bow out of, and I have not sat in there since because it's such a low tree stand and it's a very open area that the deer usually see me. But I got up in it the other day and it has a lot more cover now, so hopefully we can make something happen. I will see you up in the tree stand.
We may have already had a bad start to the hunt because I kicked up a buck that looked to be very nice about 50 yards from the tree stand.
A little while later, I had a small button buck make its way from behind me into our trail. A short while later, I had a small group of does make their way across the trail that I could not capture on camera, but they were followed by this small buck. After he made his way off the trail, I did not see something for quite some time, and then finally I had 2 small does make their way out into the trail that seemed to be quite on edge.
Well, I ended up seeing 2 bucks. I know the one that I got on camera. I'm pretty sure I got on camera for you guys. It was not a big one at all. But then the other one I saw it 2 times. I think it was the same buck 2 times. But both times they were very split second chances of where I saw it. And it looked like a decent buck, but I don't know how big it was. So it was an okay night. It was kind of slow, especially after watching the trail cams the last week and seeing them go through there all the time. So I checked my other cell cam, and there was a decent 9 point by my other tree stand tonight, of course, right just close to sunset. So it would have been shooting light to be able to harvest it, but it was not one of the big ones. So just how things work. And of course I checked the weather last night. The wind is perfect, but then I checked the weather and it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, of course. So I don't know if I'll be out in the morning. I'm going to wake up, see how hard it is raining and go from there. Because of course, as soon as I don't go out, it will be underneath that tree stand tomorrow morning. I have a very big feeling that it will be there if it's raining. So, the biggest thing I don't want to do is shoot one in the rain and not be able to find one because the rain washes away the blood. So that is the biggest thing I'm nervous about. And I have to schedule my classes tomorrow morning at 7:30. So right when I need to be in the tree stand, I have to schedule classes. So I plan on just bringing my laptop out there with me and hopefully being able to schedule them out there. But don't know what the plan is now. Well, we have a very late start to the morning. When I woke up, I checked the weather and it said it's supposed to rain all day today. So I just got around, scheduled my classes like I said I was going to do. And I checked the weather again and it looks like there's going to be a gap in the rain for about an hour or two. So I think I'm going to try to sneak back in there to the tree stand that I was at last night, since the deer usually are moving through there in about like a half hour or an hour or so. So hopefully I can get back there without kicking anything up. And I guess I'll just let you know when I get back there.
Unfortunately, I did kick up a few does right by my tree stand on my walk in, but then some time passed after I got all set up, and then all of a sudden I noticed a very familiar rack making its way through the thick brush in front of me. I got all my camera gear and bow situated because he seemed to be making his way right for my shooting trail.
Burp.
That was one of my target bugs. I see the arrow in the ground right now, so either I completely missed or I just had a straight pass through. I literally knew he was going to show up this morning too. I thought he was going to come earlier. But what time is it? And it's starting to pour. Crap. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure that's the one that touches right in the front of it.
I just shot the one that touches.
Okay, so what the plan is, I'm gonna hop down real quick, check the arrow since it's starting to rain so much, see if there's blood on it. If there's blood on it, go home, check the footage, and go from there, because we kind of need to get on it quick with the rain coming down as hard as it is. So, and it's not cold. It's like 50 degrees right now, but I'm shaking like it's 5. So I did have a clean pass through, so that's a good sign. I'm gonna hurry home really quick, try to watch the video, see how good of a hit it was. I'm not seeing any blood right in the general area, but I don't want to go too far if it was a bad shot. So I'm gonna run home as quick as I can, check the video, and get back out here depending on how good the shot was.
Well, I just got out to the woods to track my deer, and this buck just ran across the road right in front of me, or right in front of the driveway right in front of me. So as I was just saying, we just got back out to the woods, and then that buck ran in front of me on the drive-in. But I looked over the footage. You can't really tell how good of a shot it is in the first video, so that made me a little nervous. And I looked at the second angle, the ground angle, and it looked a little far forward, but that is not necessarily a bad thing with the way that it was quartering towards me. So we're gonna start tracking it. Hopefully the rain didn't wash anything away, and hopefully we find ourselves a big buck.
So I shot between that gap right here. I think this way, but blood's pretty much already washed off this, so. There's blood right here. Right here. Right here.
I think it's laying right in the trail up there.
I thought I saw something up there, but I just thought it was that rock that's in the trail. Good thing you saw it.
Nicely done.
It's got some mass to it.
Nice. That's nice deer. Good job.
Well, this is one of the main ones that I was after before I saw that big one on the morning that I screwed up in the last episode. And it's very distinguishable because of that very tight gap right there. So I've been after him. That's mainly what I've been after out at this chunk of property. So it worked out perfectly. Came out right underneath me, right in front of the GoPro that I had set up. So not sure if it's as big as Dad's, but I'm happy with it. Able to take him down. He's got quite a bit of mass to him. I think he's a pretty old deer, and I think that is probably the best shot I've ever had with a compound bow. But I've not had much luck in the past with a compound bow. I end up getting lucky and finding them, but never make the greatest shots with them. So got new Hoyt this year and ended up practicing with it a lot, and it paid off. Well, I can't believe that worked out the way that it did. Just the fact that I went out there over an hour after the time that I would normally be out in the tree stand in the morning. But I just had that feeling that I'm pretty sure I told you guys last night that if it's raining tomorrow, as in today, that he will show up at that tree stand. And I knew that he would be there for some reason, and he's always shown up on camera in the rain at that scrape. So I don't know what it is between the rain and that scrape, but I just had a very big feeling that he was going to be there, and I'm glad that I was actually out there, because I would have been very frustrated with myself if I would have seen that on camera. But it just worked out really good, and like I said, that is the best shot that I've ever had with a compound bow. And I've had so much, like, I've found a lot of deer, but by luck a lot of the times that it was a bad shot, but we found it. And getting this new Hoyt this year has helped me a lot with my confidence, being able to shoot the bow at up to like 40 yards. So I really do think the bow made a lot of difference in my accuracy and my confidence out there as well. But we also got very lucky in finding this one as well, even though it was a good shot, because of the rain. And the rain washed away all the blood, as you could probably tell in the video. I was actually starting to panic a little bit because I didn't know if we were going to find it. But I did notice something up there a little bit earlier. I noticed in like the main trail that it looked like something was there, but I just thought it was a down tree or a big rock. But my dad pointed out that there was something out there in the trail. So we walked up there and got very lucky with finding it. So I'm very excited about how it all worked out, that I had all the cameras in the right spot, and I'm very thankful that it worked out the way that it did. That we've been watching, or I have been watching this buck for a long time this year, and it's actually the first time I actually came across it in person. I've been watching it on all the trail cam pictures, and he's always out there, just not when I'm there. So it's kind of strange too that I actually got it done on my first time seeing him in person, because a lot of times I will see deer but not get a shot on them before I actually be able to harvest them. So everything just worked out really good, and I know I think there's still one more buck out there that is very big, but I haven't got him on camera within like the last 3 days or so, so I'm not sure if he's moved on or he's gotten shot. So I'm very thankful that I was able to harvest this buck. Thank you to my dad for helping me find him, and I plan on going out tomorrow morning, because tonight is supposed to be raining all night, and maybe we can get that buck that ran across the road in front of me, or hopefully we can get the buck that I screwed up on earlier this year. So I will, more likely than not, see you tomorrow morning.
Hello everyone, it is the following morning after I was able to harvest my buck yesterday, and I think we're going to go sit in the same tree stand. The wind is going to be in the right direction, but I have not had anything show up on camera at all last night, so hopefully they'll be moving this morning. We had rain all night. It was not supposed to rain today, and now it's raining, just like my luck. But hopefully that means that it will die out here and the deer will start moving. I will see you back in the tree stand. I tell you what, it's raining a lot for there being no rain in the forecast at all today. I just had a buck walk through. I'm not sure how big it was, but it went by too quick. Quite some time passed since the other buck walked through, and then this one came out, and I think it's the same one from the last video that I passed up on.
for not supposed to rain at all, it rained an awful lot. And all I saw were 2 bucks and that 1 doe. And I sat for quite a while. I ended up moving my trail camera from that open field out here. I put it by the tree stand that I was in when I scared off that big buck. There's now a scrape on the ground by that tree stand, so I put trail cam at that scrape and hopefully we can see what is moving into that tree stand. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up the weekend earlier than expected just because I was able to harvest that deer. And it is still raining. It was not supposed to rain at all today. It's been raining all day. And I'm honestly tired of sitting in the rain. And it doesn't make it very fun or easy to track a deer when it is raining like this. So I think I'm going to head back to school, take some of my exams, get all ready, edit this video, and get prepared for next weekend, where I'm hopefully going to come back here and try to get another one off of the list. So we got 1 tag left. I'm happy we were able to get that buck. I've been after him for quite some time. We may have seen him last year, but I'm not totally sure if it's the same deer or not. I'm going to have to look back at trail cam pictures to see if it's the same buck or not, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy with my bow being able to make that shot, and it was just a very good weekend, even though the weather did not cooperate very well. I just came back out here to pull the SD card on one of my other cameras, and I adjusted the camera that I put out here earlier because I got picture back and it was like pointing halfway at the ground. So I think we're all set now. Hopefully we can do the same thing that we did for this buck and try to get an idea of when and where he's going to be there on the other buck that I have on my list. So I think that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you to my dad for helping me out with that buck. Thank you for finding it. And hopefully I can get myself another good buck this year on camera for you guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to submit your trophy pictures to camsoutdoors.com, and as always, hit that like button and that subscribe button. Follow me on TikTok if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.